Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio, your home for single origin Bible study. We only use 100% Bible. Today we're looking at Psalm 99, verses 2 and 3. So if you have your Bible there, grab something hot or cold to drink. I just did. And we're going to look at verses 2 and 3 today. This is still within that first strophe, that first section of Psalm 99. And of course, these strophes or sections are dominated by, or they're controlled by, the antiphonal sound, the "for he is holy" statement, there at the end of 3, at the end of 5, and the end of 9. So here in the first section, we've already started talking about this present tense true theology of God's reign. He reigns. He sits on a throne. The throne is on the mercy seat between the cherubims. Let the people tremble. Let the earth be moved. He is awesome. He is terrible. He is great. He is glorious on his throne. And we have these statements now beginning in verse 2. The Lord is great in Zion. He is high above all the people. Let them praise thy great and terrible name, for he is holy. So that's verses 2 and 3. Again, we're still in this first section. So the Lord reigns. He's great. And it tells us now where he's reigning from. He's reigning from Zion. And it tells us about him. He is high above all the people. The people, all the people here is peoples. So this is plural. And so I believe what we're talking about here is he's sovereign and reigning over all the earth, not just Judah. We're going to specifically look at Jacob and Judah here in just a minute. Because we had let the people tremble, the earth be moved. I think we're talking about the entirety of the human creation. So all the people, he is high above them. He is sovereign. He reigns over all things for all the world that he has created. So let all those people tremble before him. He is high above all the people. So the Lord is great in Zion. Let them praise thy great and terrible name. Well, who's the them? The them there, if I can use that, the them there are the peoples. All them peoples. Let them praise thy great and terrible name. Notice the word terrible is used again. He was terrible before, now he's terrible again. The people are trembling. The earth is moving. God is great. He's high above all the people. And so we're going to just let them praise thy great and terrible name. Now the idea of the name is going to come in again down here in verse 6. Verses 3 and 6 and verses 3 and 6 and then verses 4, 5, and 8, 9. They're very much alike, these verses. They're almost parallelisms. So if you look at verse 3, let them praise thy great and terrible name, for he is holy. And then look down at verse 6, Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. Okay, that connects us to verse 3. Now we're doing something different in 6. In 6, we're looking back to the past. In 3, we're looking at the present. Let them, those that are here now, let them praise thy great and terrible name. Now the King James translates this last phrase, for it is holy. I prefer for he is holy, although the Hebrew will allow you to translate it. And of course what they're doing is they're looking to name as the antecedent. So the name is neither male or female. And so they use a neutral. They use the singular here, and it is okay. But because this works as that antiphonal type of piece, I would like to hear that leader or that second group say, for he is holy, because it works. If one group says, let them praise thy great and terrible name, and the other group says, for he is holy, you feel it. The worship is just so pronounced right there. So next time we'll pick up in verse and do verses 4 and 5, and we'll look at verses 4 and 5, which is the future piece, and we're going to be in the second section now of this great psalm. So join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.